Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for a CD vinyl update. But before we get rolling today, just a quick heads up, or if you'd like to join us, a good friend of mine, fellow YouTuber Metal Mickey, and myself have been invited over to the Marty Worm channel for another episode of Heavy Metallurgy. I think Marty is actually sitting this one out, but of course Alan's going to be there. Those guys do such a great job. What are we going to be doing and when? So that would be tomorrow evening, September 30th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. where I live here in Canada, and 2 a.m. for Metal Mickey. I'm sure he's resting up for it right now. What are we going to be doing? We're going to be ranking all 16 studio albums from Megadeth. I'm really looking forward to this one. Maybe a little too soon on the new album, but I think I got the perfect spot for it. It's a good album. We'll talk about it. So if you'd like to stop by, have some laughs, have a drink, hang out with us, always a blast. Those guys do such a great job on their channel. Their live streams, I usually don't miss any of them. And of course, go check out Metal Mickey's channel. He does an awesome job too. So today I got about 7 vinyl, 3 CDs, and 1 cassette to show you here. I will try not to babble on too much and keep this time down, but I live here in Canada. I've been a Razer fan since Evil Invaders, since I saw that video back in the day on Much Music. So they had a brand new album came out just, a week ago or whatever. Haven't had an album out since 1997. So 25 years have passed, but here's the brand new one from Razer, 9th studio album called Cycle of Contempt. Now, this is with Bob Reed on vocals, so that's their second vocalist. Personally, I am a huge Stace McLaren on vocals. The first 5 Razer albums, at least 4 out of 5, I actually really love those albums. But you know what? This is not a bad album at all. It's growing on me. I go into this type of thing in 25 years too. It's like I don't have expectations way up here when I come to this. I just want to listen to these guys, support them still, but this one's growing on me with every spin. Love this, love the cover, love the colors. Little cheese on the old, artwork here, but you know what? It's just metal. It's just having some fun. And speaking of cheese, there's a couple song titles on here. Jabroni, Off My Meds. The final track on here, King Shit, that song actually annoys me, but if you've listened to it, it just ends really weird. But the first single, Flames of Hatred, I really like that track. Dave Carlo's riffs, really good. A couple more favorite tracks on here would be First Rate Hate and the title track, Cycle of Contempt. And check out the song Crossed. It's got actually Bob Reed does the first verse. Another Canadian artist, which I don't know a lot about, does the second verse, Danko Jones. That's also the name of a band here in Canada. More on the hard rock side, so I don't really know a lot about that. And the third verse is Rob Urbanati from the legendary Thrashers Sacrifice out of Canada also. So this one I picked up directly from Relapse Records. Here's the hype sticker, which I will remove this. I don't like the bags that they send their stuff in, but they're always kind of looking worn out and stuff like that. But anyways, this one is custom 3-colored striped with splatter edition, limited to 250 copies. I'm not so concerned about the number. I just love the color on this one. I was like, I gotta get that. And it looks even better live or on camera here. So there's what that one looks like. There's the center ring on that side, and then on the back side looks like we got Madonna, but obviously not Madonna, but sure looks like her. Maybe she is a fan of Razer, who knows. But very cool. Here's the insert. So current lineup, you still got two original members, Dave Carlo and Mike on bass, Ryder Johnson on drums, and Bob Reed on vocals. Yeah, like I said, I really love early Razer is my favorite, but Bob Reed's got some good albums too. This one, I'd still say Shotgun Justice is, that one is just full of riffs too. This one is too. There's the strong on here is strong, the weak is weak. I nitpick a little bit. There's a couple songs where the drums just sound exactly the same, 2 or 3 songs like that. A little corniness in the lyrics, you know that rhyming for rhyming's sake. That's happened a couple of times on here, but don't let that stop you. If you're a Razer fan, go pick this one up. I don't think you'll be sorry. Let me get a quick drink. Now, when I ordered this, I did not know I was getting this, but maybe I just didn't read, but they sent me a nice pin, Razer pin, 2 clasps on the back, so I will definitely keep that in the bag. And I also picked this one up on cassette. This will be going to a really good friend of mine in Germany who has all the Razer cassettes. Now he had to add this one and picked that up on cassette. Pretty cool. I do pick up a lot of cassettes myself. The newer ones, just, I don't know, they're not that expensive, just a nice little souvenir. That's kind of how I started my metal journey on cassettes, but that one will be taking a trip to Germany. Next up today, let's go with these 3 CDs. Now this, I've had these for a long time, just never showed them, or have shown them in a video. Recommendations from another great channel and a friend of mine, Mark G with a C. Recently, over the past couple years, I got into a little more death metal, and one of the death metal bands that I really got into is Asphyx or Acefix. Not Acefix, but Asphyx. If you know Martin Van Drunen, I just love that. I love his vocals. I know they're an acquired taste, but just that tortured soul, desperate cry type of stuff. Sometimes it doesn't have to be always happy. So, a little bleakness here and there. But Mark recommended me a super group, kind of a super group. There's various guys in this band. I don't know what all bands they came from, but in the vein of Asphyx, Hail of Bullets, he said, you got to pick those up. They're really good. And he wasn't wrong. These are all 3 of them. They haven't done one in quite a few years now. I think the last one they came out was 2013, so all 9 years. But these are all on Metal Blade Records. This is Hail of Bullets' first album of Frost and War. So this has, here, I'll pull out the cover too. These are all war themed. They're actually all World War II themed, different campaigns in the war, of that war. And where is, there's the band. So you have Martin, and then you have Paul Bayans that went on to, when Martin went back and they reformed Asphyx, Paul came along, and I've said it over and over. I love Paul's guitar tone. I actually love the guitar tone on this Dutch death metal, just really, really good stuff. Song titles, they probably wouldn't matter much if I named them all, but just good stuff. And I do really enjoy the latest album, Necrosaurus, from Asphyx. Really good album from 2021. Hope they continue. And here's the second one from Hail of Bullets, called On Divine Winds. I think same lineup too. And Ed Warby's on drums. I don't know his first band that he was in, or first, second, but he even does some of the production, I think, on the third album. Here's the CD for that one, back cover. And here is the final one. This is the Rommel Chronicles, so Hail of Bullets, the third album. There's the back cover. So yeah, if you know these guys, just let me know in the comments. And great recommendation. Right up my death metal alley. And there is the CD for that one. Out of the 3, I'd say this one's actually the weaker one. The first 2 are just phenomenal. Just bone crunching stuff. Okay, so that is that. And next up, we will talk about a few albums. I have a good friend here that I've made over the past couple of years here on YouTube, lives in the United States, goes by the name Joe, and that is his actual name. But we trade back and forth. We'll save up a pile of 3 or 4 albums for each other, kind of on the lookout stuff. And Joe doesn't do videos, so you don't really see what I've sent his way, but he's, you know, we're like long lost brothers, I would say. We're both picky asses, you know, I guess neat, tidy type of people, but whatever. He sent me a couple albums. He says, "Did you know this is coming out?" I said, "No, I did not know about this. I'm gonna definitely order that." He goes, "Too late. Already got you a copy," because he is actually, I think, about 3 or 4 of his favorite bands are some of my favorite bands, and especially living here in Canada. I've been a Rush fan since 1982, since the Signals album. But this came up again, so he grabbed me a copy of Rush Clockwork Angels. So this is their Rush's final studio album, 19th studio album to be exact. Came out in 2012. Yeah, just, I'm a big Rush fan. I will eventually do a Rush albums ranking, but it won't be easy. I will definitely have to do, you know, my homework and figure things out. But yeah, this is a really solid album. Came out on Anthem Roadrunner. Here is the gatefold for this. This is, I know if you're a fan of Rush, you know that some of their albums are kind of half conceptual, where side A, for example, 2112, side A is the concept, side B has got, you know, kind of the standalone songs. This one is a full concept album, and probably their only full concept album that they did through its entirety. But you could listen to this and not really, you know, put that together if you didn't know, because these songs really stand out by, you know, on their own. Check out a couple of my favorites, Caravan, and kind of my, what would you say, deep track favorite is called Wish Them Well. And that one came on just black vinyl, double vinyl. So I'll just show you one. Center rings are the same on both. So always good to have some more Rush on vinyl. And we will show you great artwork as usual. Most likely all of this stuff's done by Hugh Syme. Here's one inner. Nice stock paper on that. Lyrics. All the lyrics, you know who they're by. The Professor, We Miss You, Rest in Peace, Neil. And here's that. So there you go. If you are a fan of Rush, go check that one out. And another one, a couple more that actually, and my buddy Joe is a huge fan of King Diamond and Mercyful Fate. And I think he's pretty much possessed to help me get my vinyl collection complete. And he sent me another awesome, my third favorite Mercyful Fate album. Sorry, mouth is a little dry. But here is In the Shadows. Love this album cover, love the colors. This is a reissue, a recent reissue, I think 2016. I do like this matte finish on here. It says Old Oak on the bottom. I got the Headless Horseman in the background. So this is the comeback, you know, how many years later? So this one came out in 1993. There hadn't been an album since Melissa, like a full-length album. And, you know, King Diamond in the middle of all that. But yeah, check this album out if you have not. Like I said, definitely my third favorite Mercyful Fate album. You can probably think of the top 2 without even blinking. But check out the tracks, Egypt, The Bell Witch, The Old Oak. And one of my favorite tracks on here is called 13 Invitations. Again, I just love Metal Blade. Just, I don't think I've ever been disappointed. I actually only got one bad record from, not bad even, it was actually a mistake. It had the wrong center ring on it. You know, it didn't match the album. It was like another one of that band's albums, and I emailed them right away, sent them some photos. They said, we're going to get another one out to you right away. Keep that one, do whatever you want with. But Metal Blade, nice anti-static sleeves. I like that touch. Most of their releases have these, and always love their logo. This one's just on black vinyl, single disc. Let's just set that aside. And a nice inner. So this is, yeah, 4/5 the original lineup, just minus, what was his name, Ruse on drums. So we have Snowy Shaw on drums here, which, you know, Snowy Shaw continued with King Diamond and back Mercyful Fate. I think Snowy Shaw is the drummer on Spider's Lullaby or Time. I forget which one, but you know, Snowy Shaw, multi-talented musician himself. Denner Sherman, of course, and the late Timmy Hansen. Rest in peace, Timmy Hansen. And a nice poster with this one. It's the album cover, but we'll try to pull a little bit of this out because I don't hang these up. I'm just kind of always keep them. I just don't have the room to hang all this stuff up, and I do like to keep these with the actual albums. So thank you for that, my friend. And another one that I picked up, saw it over on High Roller. I do a lot of purchases or buys from High Roller. They seem to always have a good stock of pretty much everything. Their own stuff, every other company. But I saw this one and I wanted to get it on vinyl. I've since sold the CD, but this is Mercyful Fate's 5th album from 1996. Into the Unknown. Not the greatest cover, but not a bad album. These are the years where it was pretty much alternating years of King Diamond, Mercyful Fate album, King Diamond album. There's actually a couple, actually 96, there is a King Diamond album and a Mercyful Fate album. Also in 98, there was two, I believe. And speaking of, still waiting for a new album from King Diamond, which we'll talk about a little King Diamond here in a second. But if I was a betting man, I would say you are going to see a new King Diamond album in 2023, and you will see a new Mercyful Fate album in 2023. And then, you know, I hate to say it, but that might probably be, you know, the end of the line after that, you know, or just shows here and there. But never say never. Always, for me, it's always a treat to get a King Diamond album or Mercyful Fate. I'm a fan. I know King's vocals are an acquired taste, but I've acquired the taste, put it that way. So anyways, check out this. There's a little intro to this called Lucifer. And if you don't check out anything on this album except this song, The Uninvited Guest, awesome song, one of my favorite Mercyful Fate songs. Just black vinyl, some good old sleeve here too. So yeah, just black vinyl, Metal Blade logo. And what did we get with this one? Oh, got another, here's the inner for that. Lyrics on this side and the band at the time. So this is actually the last one to feature Michael Denner. He leaves the band after that. Mike Weed joins. Who do we got? We got Charlie D'Angelo on bass on this album. You would currently know him with, spent years with Arch Enemy now. And another great poster of the album cover. Let's try to get this one. I always try to be careful not to rip anything, but you get the gist of it. It's just a big size of that album cover. And then I was kind of hinting on a King Diamond. And when my friend here sent this box, he said, I got a surprise in there for you. And this is the surprise, another King Diamond album that I did not have on vinyl. So this is the last album they've put out. This is 2007's Give Me Your Soul, Please. So what's 15 years? We're still waiting. Honestly, I thought the new King Diamond would have been out in 2019. That goes by. 2020 goes by. 2021 goes by. 2022 is almost over. It's like, let's get it going here already. But I think my prediction will come true of next year. You'll see both bands. Actually, Mercyful Fate is on tour. I had another friend tell me that he just bought tickets for Kreator opening up for Mercyful Fate in the States somewhere, maybe in Texas, or, well, they're going to be on tour in several places, but what a show. That would be awesome to see that. But here is the gatefold. So what is this? 12th studio album. So we were waiting for the 13th studio album still from King Diamond. This one is double vinyl. Here is, yeah, just on black vinyl, and all the center rings are the same. So, but these reissues, I think these reissues, this one is from 2018, the King Diamond. So I think also when you see these new albums from both these bands I'm talking about, Mercyful Fate and King Diamond, you'll see another big reissue campaign. They often do that too. Here is lyrics. There is that one. And there, oh, that is a sweet picture. And I think that's actually the poster. They sent not an album cover poster on that one. If I remember, yes it is. This is, yeah, that is all right. Kind of a smaller one too, so pretty cool. I'm a big fan of purple, greens, blues, reds, you know, done right. Kind of like that Razer album. That is just very well done. What else we got? Now I remember showing the CD, Blu-ray, or DVD for this album, and now I got it on vinyl. One of my favorite albums of all time, and I'll throw it out there. I've been putting a list together of about, I think I'm up to 33 of my favorite albums of all time. You know, those albums that have a special meaning to you, and you know, maybe that time in your life, or you know what I mean, that specialness. And one of my all-time favorite albums is Armored Saint, Symbol of Salvation. And so I picked this. So I got this one. Actually, you know what? Joe sent me this one too. I wasn't gonna get it, but he's like, dude, this is your favorite, one of your favorite albums. You know, I'm gonna send it to you. And he did. This is Armored Saint, Symbol of Salvation live. This is very well done. If you know this album, it is, I'm not gonna say spot on of the 1991 release, but it is very well done. They do the full album. The first 3 sides of this double vinyl are the actual album in its entirety. Got all the great tracks like Rain of Fire, Last Train Home, Tribal Dance, one of my favorite tracks, a couple of favorite tracks, Burning Question, and Tainted Past. And the D side has some bonus tracks, like you know, 4 tracks that are all demos, Nothing Between the Ears, Get Lost, People, last track called Pirates. But there's the band. So this was done, here's the hype sticker actually. So this is the 30th anniversary edition of Symbol of Salvation, recorded live in its entirety in 2018, plus 5 bonus track demos recorded in 1989. So wow, available for the first time on vinyl, silver vinyl. Yeah, if you're a you know, John Bush fan or Armored Saint fan, this is an album definitely to check out. Whether it's this one, which you'd be fine with, or you know, the original studio album. And here is a card of the original album cover, and on the back just some credits and things of that nature. And this one also came with a poster, and I actually forget, it's probably that band shot. Oh yeah, it is. Oh man, this thing's huge. Yeah, I don't know, I can't get all this out, but yeah, it's got a picture of all 5 band members, kind of a collage. Original lineup, not original lineup, but that lineup from Symbol of Salvation on. Those guys are still together, loving their last album, Punching the Sky. So this one came on the silver vinyl, double vinyl, and that's what this one looks like. Very nice. And then what do we got? So we're gonna wrap this. Is this the last one? Yeah, I guess so. Did I show yeah. So I'll show you an album here. I have become, and did I talk about this a lot? Yes, I did. I actually talked about this band in my last episode of 6 with 6 Strings. Kind of late to the party bands that have just, you know, moved to the top of my favorites. And I pretty much buy everything I can from this band. And this one isn't necessary. Don't know, don't care. Want it anyways. But this is Kreator live at Bloodstock 2021. Now, I'll be honest with you on this one. It's not the best live sound. It's not super touched up, but it's not terrible. But it's not as good as some of their other live albums as far as sound goes. The track listing's great. It actually even includes the... and this is actually the first live album with Frederick on bass. So this one includes that single that they did a couple of years back called 666 World Divided. That was a single that they released prior, not on the new album, but a couple of years actually before Hate Uber Ellis was released. I think 2019 actually. So yeah, great song, great track listing. You got all your favorites on here like Violent Revolution, Phobia, which they do a great job of that live. Hordes of Chaos, or actually Hail to the Hordes of Chaos too. Hail to the Hordes. Ultra Riot, I love that. Awakening of the Gods is on here. Enemy of God, and of course Flag of Hate. And there's actually a duet here. Danny Filth is on with Millie on the song Betrayer. So if you're kind of a Kreator completist, go out and get it for sure. It's good, but do you really need all these on live? Well, I do, I guess. But this one is on kind of a clear black smoke type of thing, and each centering is there's Sammy. Each centering is one of the band members. So there's Frederick, and on the other one, of course, you got Millie and Venter on the other one. And yeah, that's the latest live album. I think I have about 4 live Kreator albums now. It seems like they're putting out just as many live albums as Iron Maiden does, which, speaking of, you pretty much can start betting that there's going to be a new live Maiden album in 2023. Looking forward to, yeah, definitely looking forward to a new one from King Diamond, probably Mercyful Fate. And my favorite thrash band looks like they'll be in the first part of 2023, and that's Overkill. That'll be the longest gap, I'll tell you, that they've ever had, probably. So that'll be like a 4-year gap. I think they had one other 4-year gap, but mostly they're like clockwork every 2 years. But I get it. I understand things are, touring is not as easy, getting, tour buses, things like that, getting that all arranged. But don't forget, if you're up for a good time tomorrow, a mega party, come join us. I'll leave a link over to the Marty Worm channel. Come check out the ranking of all 16 studio albums from Megadeth. I hope you enjoyed this update. Until next time, stay heavy.